Hello, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to Charlotte. Welcome back to the East Africa Travel Podcast by Diary of a Muzungu. Before we get into the whys and the whos and the whats, just love to ask you, are you following the podcast yet? I'd love you to click follow on whatever podcast app you're using. And if you've got time to rank, review, share or comment, it would really mean so much to me, because then more people get to listen to what it is I'm trying to do with the podcast. I've had a lot of fantastic feedback so far, so thank you so much to everyone who's taken the time to get in contact, but help me promote Uganda and East Africa and nature-based tourism, as well as conversations with a really interesting range of people. Today I'm in Kampala briefly. I can hear parrots flying overhead. I can hear a boda motorbike passing by. I can hear someone hammering. So these are everyday background sounds of life in Kampala. But it gets a little bit too noisy. So here I am recording for you from inside the wardrobe. We've got a ton of content planned, recorded, mid-editing. But today we pause and we reconnect with nature for a little while as we're back on the edge of the forest. It's a very special place for me. Over 20 episodes and one Responsible Tourism Award later, we are widening our coverage. But briefly, we will be back today on the edge of the forest. It's a rough and ready one, yes. Haven't looked in the mirror, chucked on the wellies. If you're new to the podcast, we have a mix of content. I take you on nature walks with me, interpreting what I'm seeing. I spend time with all kinds of travel and conservation experts from across Africa, in fact from around the world, but all with an interest or a passion for Africa. And this week I take you back to my house. If you remember, I had a bat living in my house, and that became three, well, I don't know if you remember how many we had in the end. You never know what you'll see or hear on the edge of the forest. But this week's episode was a bit of a surprise. I'm used to seeing evidence of baboons and chimps and, dare I say, elephants. But a trespasser? What was that all about? When the forest gets lively, I have to go and have a look. Don't worry, Mum, I'm as careful as I can be, but it's just all so intriguing. I understand a visitor's curiosity and wanting to experience everything Uganda has to offer, but there is a rather serious message in this week's episode. It's one thing to have an adventure, but don't take risks. Don't go wandering around with only Google Maps to help you, because in remote areas, the signal can drop and you're on your own and it suddenly gets dark. Do your research and travel with the experts. And if you keep following this story next week, I think you'll be quite shocked at the danger that this naive individual put himself in. Tune in to listen to this week's adventure. What do you think happened next? It's all kicking off. There are two groups of chimps. One's below the treehouse near the birders' lounge, and the other one is on the edge of the forest, a few hundred metres away. Oh! Might have to walk along the edge of the forest and see what's happening. It's 5:30. It's been burning hot today. It's very dry. It's only now that it's really cool enough to walk. That is the noise we're going to follow. Just leaving my house. As you can hear, it's been very dry. Lots of crunchy leaves underfoot here in the family compound. And those are the leaves of the cordia tree, the most beautiful tree that gives a lot of shade, and really wonderful to have it right now during the dry season. I've never known a tree grow so quickly, because I'm not sure how high it is now, at least 20 metres. No power in my house at the moment. The solar is being fixed tomorrow, and I'm actually going to have my own solar system, second-hand. Very happy to have that, so I will have a little bit of energy independence. I managed to live without refrigerating anything nearly the whole time, but it would be really nice to have my own fridge, to have cold drinks and fresh milk and fresh yoghurt. But actually, you just adapt. So if you're worried about something spoiling, you bring it to the boil and then it will last another day. I quite like the ways in which this kind of lifestyle makes you think outside the box and just be a little bit more resourceful. Can't hear the chimps, but we're going to walk back down towards the forest. What an exquisite day. Mostly blue sky, a couple of clouds. I thought it might even rain earlier. It's very broody, very... Is it humid? But it is hot. It is very hot. I've left the dogs inside the family compound. They'd love to get out. The thing is, they might go tearing down towards the elephant trench and bump into some chimps along the way, different kinds of monkeys or baboons, and we really don't want that. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now. The bird's so gorgeous. Not quite sure what's up there, but anyway, let's focus on the chimps. They seem to have moved quite quickly. Just walking through the birders' lounge. Our lovely reference library with tons of comfy sofas and an amazing viewpoint straight into the forest. We've spent many happy hours here with guests, identifying birds, beetles, butterflies. Many of the guests who featured on the podcast so far have been hosted here, training our naturalist guides at Sunbird Hill. Ooh, I've seen chimps walk across this very path towards me. You've had big flocks of bright blue, great blue turaco bombing into the pond and eating all the lilies. There's a big termite mound here, which is like a vent to their underground habitat. Anyway, let's keep on walking. As you can hear, it's very dry here, even on the edge of the forest where it's half covered. It's quite a lot cooler. And there's certain amounts of leaf litter, little twigs and branches. It's super dry. Green plants rather than flowering plants. Local peppercorns, bright red, wild pepper. I can hear something. Hello? Hoodie? Hello, it's Charlotte. Who's this?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks. You? Have you got lost?
No, I just came to chimpanzees.
Yes.
White chimpanzees, and I think they were scared of me. They started yelling.
Oh.
etc. Yeah, so that I back up.
Oh, right. Okay. So, but you got separated from the group?
I'm not in the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you?
I live here at Sunbird Hill.
Ah,
Yeah.
cool.
You shouldn't really be here.
Am I in the park right now? Or?
No, you're on private land.
Ah,
But you shouldn't be on private land without a guide either. So,
okay.
yeah.
When should I return to?
If the authorities see you in the park, don't cross back into the trench because you're supposed to have a permit, you're supposed to wear a mask, and you're supposed to have a ranger with you who's armed because there are elephants in there.
All right.
And you could
I
get
saw
hurt.
the land destroyed by elephants.
Yeah, I know, it's fascinating, isn't it? Yeah.
So, if I can ask, what do you do here? You live here and.
So I promote Uganda and I do work in conservation as well. So just wanted to see what the chimps are doing. Was that just now I heard them? That's when they saw you?
Probably started yelling like, I don't know, 10 minutes before, but
Yes.
maybe there was something else. But yeah, they started yelling, I think, where they saw me.
Oh, right, okay. You should be with the group because, and the lodge should have told you that because they are dangerous. They can be dangerous.
That's what I thought. I felt like, oh, I'm not in my neighborhood.
No, and there's more of them than you. If you walk out here, I can lead you some of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be great.
So, how long have you been here for?
Well, we came yesterday. Today morning we went on trekking with a guide on the swamp.
The permits for the chimps are very tightly coordinated. Normally people go in a group, sometimes 8 people, and rangers and guides and so on. There are conservation sites. We do rewilding and conservation education here. We train local people on how to identify birds, frogs, snakes, any kind of insect. And then people can come here and, oh, don't tread in that. People can come here for an experience to see birds and so on.
This is my first time in Africa and first time in Uganda, but I'm amazed by this nature.
Yes.
It's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yes, it's one of the top places in the world for biodiversity.
I think we are doing a good job that people that used to hunt or to be poachers, etc. right now, they can live the nature laws and near the animals.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of poaching going on. There are big fines if you get caught or prison sentences. That's another reason why you shouldn't go into the park on your own. There could be snares. People put down wire snares to collect antelopes and so on. It could be dangerous for you as well. Okay, chimps are that side. Did you come this way?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I have maps, so that's not really a problem. I don't want to lose your time.
It's okay. You could easily get lost up there, and this is private land. So you need to go. So the football pitch is up there. You can walk. You see where this boardwalk is? This wooden structure.
Right. I saw this before, where I told you about this destruction by the elephants.
If you cross, then you're in the park, and it's illegal. I wouldn't do it. So you can follow that up, or you can go along here, but then turn right. Okay.
Thank you for your help, and I really appreciate your job. So.
Okay, all right then. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Bye. Huh. Well, that could explain the raucousness of the chimps. What an idiot. But maybe he has not at any point in his travel planning been told or come across information saying you can't just go into the national park on your own and look for chimpanzees. I mean, common sense? It's easy for me to say that because I know how chimps act and the dangers of being in the forest. Because as beautiful as it is, there are lots of hazards. People can trip. It's very hilly. There are all kinds of tree roots you can trip over. There are lots of ants. There are snakes. There are occasionally poachers. I was actually escorting him off the premises, but I think he was just a bit naive. I don't think he had bad intentions, but he upset the chimps So God knows how close he got, and he didn't have a mask on. So if he didn't have a mask on, he doesn't know the rules for interacting with great apes, which are you're supposed to be 10 metres away. You're supposed to have a mask on the whole time you're in their presence. You're not supposed to spit in the forest or go to the toilet unless you bury it. You're not supposed to eat and drink because the chimps can pick up, or gorillas even, can pick up the food or the wrapper or whatever it is that we've taken into the forest and perhaps left there by accident, and that can pass on all kinds of diseases, particularly things like colds and flus and COVID, which could wipe out the whole chimpanzee population in this forest. So there are lots of reasons why he's a naughty young man. Anyway, so please, if you're interested in tracking chimps, talk to an expert. Please contact me and I'll connect you with one of the many guides and tour operators and primatologists and experts in every aspect of tracking. And we can put together a really amazing trip or tour for you. He was trying to tell me that he didn't want me to guide him, that he wanted to make his own way. But I also needed to let him know the way out, the correct way out. And that first and foremost, he has to respect the rules of the national parks that are managed by Uganda Wildlife Authority. He was quite humble though with his thanks at the end. Another day in paradise. This is particularly crunchy here, isn't it? Standing at the top of the elephant trench, and there's a ream of bright orange-brown, crisp leaves. Some of them are sitting in a beautiful, deep circle of mud. Very clearly an elephant footprint. I think an elephant has got stuck this side of the trench on Sunbird Hill land. It must have got to the edge of the trench and realised that it was a long way down. Hope that bloke didn't ignore me and go into the forest. It was a little disarming to be met by a man on my favourite trails. The only men I normally see there are the occasional Uganda Wildlife Authority ranger or one of our guides. I'm on the brow of a hill, and there's this lovely crossing point where here someone, probably one of the rangers, has put down a tree trunk so you can cross from the forest onto private land. I am not going to be going into the park. I'm a good girl. I won't go in unless I have approval, but also it looks really precarious, this log. Oh, I thought that was a chimp, that's a kid. He's going, blah. What he's doing, or she's doing, is chasing a baboon. It's that kind of noise. Baboons can be such a pain. But our friend, Dr. Pam Cunnyworth, absolutely adores baboons, and you can learn a bit more about them if you listen to episode 20 of the podcast. Didn't I tell you? I thought it might rain. Oh, it's that beautiful moment where the wind comes up out of nowhere. It means rain is on its way. You might be able to hear it. Lots of loose leaves are falling. It's a bit like snow or confetti. Ah, how lovely. I'm going to carry on walking for a bit. I really like baboons. They fascinate me, but you don't want to get too close to them. We have big troops of them, and don't walk past them if you're eating, because they might come for you. Well, they're coming for the food really, but if it's in your hand, it's going to feel like they're coming at you. But often on my morning walks, I see a big group of them, and they might be on the path ahead of me, but as I approach them, they part, and they will just go to either side of the track. They don't look aggressive, they don't look bothered by me, they're not showing their teeth, I'm not carrying any food. I've done this many, many times and never misjudged it, and I just carry on walking, and then I turn around and they've gone back to the positions they were in before, just sort of sitting on the middle of the path. So they're just killing time, but it's a real pain if you're a farmer, and we're surrounded by subsistence farmers. So that child was chasing the baboons, and there's a big group of them, 30 of them sometimes, and they will eat the maize. They will even hang around where the family are cooking and preparing food, because that's often outside. There's no end of crops that the baboons would eat. I'm still walking along the elephant trench, bordering Kibale National Park. More elephant potholes. Again, I can see the same kind of pattern where there's a big round hole, footprints of an elephant. There's several of them, and it's tried to get down and cross the trench into the forest. I love elephants. It's elephants that brought me to Uganda. Yes, there's an image for you. I arrived in Uganda in 2009 working with the Uganda Conservation Foundation, and our main stakeholder was the elephant and the communities that live on the edge of national parks like this one. So elephants have been a big part of my life, very big, mammoth size, part of my life here in Uganda. It amazes me that I came here fundraising to excavate things like these elephant trenches, and now I live on the edge of one. I have one at the end of my garden in a different part of the country, Kibale, 795 square kilometres, tropical rainforest in western Uganda. There is the most humongous elephant pothole down there. Oh my God, it's the biggest thing I've ever seen. It's like, okay, if you're a man, put your arms out in front of you and make a circle. Girls, I don't know if your arms are big enough. That's quite a big hole in the middle there, isn't it, between your arms? That's what I'm seeing below me, and wow, that is so exciting. Okay, time for me to turn around. I can feel a spit of rain. Oh, I'm quite relieved it's raining actually. I've been away for a few weeks visiting family in the Northern Hemisphere. You can probably guess by my accent where that might have been. And I'm so pleased to be back here in the freedom of just wearing a t-shirt the whole time. That said, it will get cold later, and I will put on a fleece and I will put on socks. That is one of the downsides of living next to a tropical rainforest that's surrounded by swamp, and that is that it can get surprisingly cold at night. But then I also like the fact that we have hot time of day and cooler time of day. So yes, I've spent the last few days falling in love with the forest all over again, falling in love with my wonky wooden house and the different creatures that I share it with. I've got a number of bats living inside the balcony. If you've been following the podcast during season 1, you might remember the number was going up. At a certain point, I had 3 bats. I went travelling, I came back, it got up to 5 or 7 or something. Then I started worrying about it, because I used to have this one bat that would fly in and fly out. But when it got to, I think, 13, it was all getting a bit out of hand. What else do I have living in my house? Oh, I saw the spider today. Ariadne. I went into the latrine today. A gecko jumped on my head as I opened the door. I was in there yesterday. I saw a new species of spider, which is far more scared of me than I am of it. I saw a bushbuck 2 days ago, out in the open, beautiful sighting of this pretty deer. Yesterday morning I walked along the forest edge among a troop of red colobus monkeys. They've become a bit more habituated over the time that I've been living here at Sunbird Hill. We have the red-tailed monkeys and the black and white colobus, but it's the red colobus that are here at the moment, and they're a grey-brown monkey with a long straight tail, and they have a russet brown kind of fringe. Very shy. As soon as they hear me, that's it, they scamper off. But it's a lovely sound to hear them squeaking in the trees, and the rustling of the leaves, and the sight of them leaping from one tall tree to another. It's, how do I describe it? Makes me want to jump for joy too inside. Oh, just walked through a big cobweb. Didn't see it, but I felt it on my throat. Now, if you don't like spiders, you probably won't like that image. Sorry. But we have all kinds of interesting creatures here. Some of them are tiny, many of them are bright colours. Today I saw what looked like a wasp, but it was luminescent green. We have beetles that are bright purple, bright shiny purple, and they fly. Well, thank you for listening this far. This is one of my regular walks. Sorry I didn't manage to get you any closer to the chimpanzees, but we do have to be very careful. We're very cognizant of the fact that it's Uganda Wildlife Authority who are responsible for all of Uganda's wildlife, not just inside the parks, but anywhere in the whole country. You're listening to the East Africa Travel Podcast with me, Charlotte Beauvoisin, author of the blog Diary of a Muzungu. I've lived in Uganda for 15 years and I can help organise a tour for you. Just listen, enjoy the conversations, enjoy the experience of a bit of armchair travelling. But if you did want to travel to this side of the world, I know a long list of tour operators, hotels, lodges, guides and so on who can help put together the trip of a lifetime for you.